Hello everybody, Team Moy Reacts here again. Thank you guys for tuning in. I haven't actually done a Dax song in quite some time. The reason being is that there's a copyright marking that came up that said that my videos wouldn't be able to be viewed in certain parts of the world. That I didn't know if I was in trouble when I read that. You know what I mean? I still don't know what I'm doing. So I kind of backed off, but there's been requests for Dax, and I did say I would do Dax. So regardless of whether or not you can see them, I will post them. And I think you can see them because I have gotten one or two comments. But it's such low traffic. I don't know if it's being seen. But regardless, I'm gonna do it because I said I would do it. Right? So today is Dax Propaganda featuring MacDonald. Yeah, thank you guys for showing up. Thank you guys for engaging me in the comment section. That is the best time. The best. I don't even check Facebook. I have YouTube strangers that I need to correspond with to maintain this non-existent relationship with you guys. All right, Dax Propaganda. No clue? It's a tricky word. The word itself, the title itself, kind of, who knows? Our own truth isn't always the reality. Correct.
Hey, Daryl. You good, bro? You ain't picking up calls, dog. What's wrong, man? Daryl, you good? Hey. Hey, Daryl. Don't lose yourself.
Before it starts, I'm excited. I'm excited because propaganda is powerful. It's proven, right? It's historically proven to work. Especially for those curious about how their government is working, right? Because the people that watch the news are the people that are trying to figure out what's going on in this world. But man, is it tricky. Man, is it directed. Man, is it steered, right? If you spend 2 years watching one news station and somebody spent 2 years watching another news station, you guys live in two completely different Americas. And I think that's why the message at the beginning was placed there. And that was your reality is, or your world is not always reality or your truth. And that's exactly it. This guy could be watching a station for his entire life, and somebody else could be watching a station for their entire life. And they live in two countries. They live in two separate countries, but they're 2 blocks apart, right? They're neighbors. Propaganda is a strange and powerful thing.
And all I see is propaganda. Propaganda. And all I see is propaganda. Propaganda. And all I see is propaganda. Propaganda. And all I see is propaganda. Propaganda.
Yeah, united we stand, divided we fall. New Year's Eve, they've been dropping the ball. Independent, how we dead in the game. We don't write to the sound of applause. Hidden truth, dotted lines, ain't never signed, stood and remain the boss. In a world that is full of facades, where if you speak, you get nailed to a cross. I won't be silent, I am outspoken. I am the product of pain, so when you see my name, no fame could never break down a brain that is already broken. Every wound is a paid devotion. They fill words as I purge emotion. Scabs hair as I drop hits that bleed loud from demonic omens. The system decides we spend and we buy, while most of our time is spent in bed. Then in the game, we don't write to the sound of.
I feel like I missed 2 setup sentences, if that makes sense. I'm sorry, guys.
And all I see is propaganda. Propaganda.
Yeah, united we stand, divided why do we fall? New Year's Eve, they've been dropping the ball. Independent, how we dead in the game. We don't write to the sound of applause. Hidden truth, dotted lines, ain't never signed, still to remain the boss. In a world that is full of facades, where if you speak, you get nailed to a cross. I won't be silent, I am outspoken. I am the product of pain, so when you see my name, no fame can never break down a brain that is already broken. Every wound is a pain devotion. They fill words as I purge emotion. Scabs hair as I drop hits that bleed light from demonic omens. The system decides we spend, we buy, while most of our time is spent in bed. The dreams we have all stay inside. We sleep and wake and live with regret. The price of life is half the cost. The price of fame could cost your head. If infamy is what you seek and propaganda is what you spread.
Propaganda.
Oi. All right, so he formed his life. His life was formed with pain, right? And I have listened to a few Dak songs that kind of goes into a little bit of his upbringing and his early career doing this as a musician. I'm not going to call him a rapper. I'm going to call him a musician or an artist. But what's crazy is even though he's seeing the world for what he believes it is, right? Not following these news sources and everything like that. What are you supposed to do when you're the 1 out of 10, right? The 1 out of 10 that doesn't have an uneducated opinion. I think that the majority of opinions in this country aren't intellectually vetted before they're spoken. Yeah, but what are you supposed to do? You're trying to wake these people up, but it seems like you're the only one that's crazy. I'm the only one that's not getting it. Is the one that's not reading and believing and seeing and spreading, reading a one paragraph article and making sure that all 850 of your friends on Facebook know about it. Strange, weird, contagious behavior. Propaganda is contagious behavior. But like he's saying, he's not falling for it. But even in the midst of not falling for it, what is he supposed to do?
Propaganda. And all I see is propaganda. All I see is propaganda. And all I see is propaganda. All I see is propaganda. And all I see is propaganda. Propaganda.
Indoctrinated. They convince us all that everything we say is racist, and blood will change it. That's what happens. Y'all need balance. Y'all need blacks and whites and lefts and rights to stop the madness. They planned it. It's Trump or Biden. We all.
Yes. All right. So, yeah, the division needs to stop. I don't know how far I get behind the whole they planned it. Strictly based on, in the 41 years I've been alive, the government has only been brilliant a few times, but they've dropped the ball often. Now you could say that's strategic, but I haven't seen enough consistency and intellect and structure from the government, especially through their websites, which they control, right? All the data and information. But it's one of those things, I don't think that they're capable. I think there's too many opposing personalities for them to secretly have like a cabal that's running the country. But he's absolutely right. This division needs to stop, right? It can't. Racism should be attacked one-on-one. Every situation should be addressed in their time. I don't think across the board we can say that there's a predominant race war going on or a predominant separation between Democratic and Republican. I think that the only people that say it are the people that are vocal. A lot of people don't like to discuss politics or anything like that, so they're not telling you what they're thinking anyway, because in their opinion, you don't deserve it. And the reason you don't deserve it is because it creates a combative conversation. So we got to chill out. Tom MacDonald's right. We got to chill. Like, they planned it. I don't think they're capable of planning it.
Say it's racist, and blood will change it.
And all I see is propaganda.
us all that everything we say is racist. Then blood will change it, that's what happens. Y'all need balance. Y'all need blacks and whites and lefts and rights to stop the madness. They planned it. They did. It's Trump or Biden, we all been divided, riot in the streets. Elections always been rigged, I ain't surprised when somebody cheats. All I see is pentagrams and the propaganda, but our priority's a vaccine. It ain't hard for wolves to find a flock when the sheep are fast asleep. Too many people lack character, too many journalists scaring you, too many pencils attempting to rewrite the Constitution. They probably gonna tear it up. I love the country, but I don't trust the people taking care of us. We went to bed with the American dream, we woke up in Nightmerica.
Nightmerica. That's brilliant and extremely sad. I think he said them changing the Constitution, right? If you're watching and you're not from the country, the last time the Constitution was changed or added to, amended, was in 1992. And I know that. I know that specifically because I was in 5th grade, and we talked about it in class, and we learned about it. So people have been trying to change the Constitution for a very long time, and it was 1992 was the last. The 27th Amendment was ratified. So. Yeah, I mean, people have been trying for a long time. I think Governor Newsom out of California presented one for firearms. It's difficult. It's not an easy thing to do. And so I don't want anyone outside the country to think that our Constitution is constantly changing. That is not the case. But I understand what he's saying. Everyone is pushing for it. And by pushing for it, it creates a larger division. So I completely understand what he's saying. I just thought maybe I should point out that our Constitution isn't something that ebbs and flows very often, as it shouldn't, right? I do think that it needs to be amended. 300 years does a lot to a country and what the country needs. So,
and all I see is propaganda.
I don't think you can watch a song with Dax and Tom MacDonald talking about propaganda and not expect somebody to talk about it for like 25 minutes. It's very difficult not to.
Propaganda. And all I see is propaganda. Propaganda. And all I see is propaganda. Propaganda.
Sheesh. All right. I can see why you guys wanted me to watch it. I know that a lot of people that do reactions and stuff like that don't like to pick a side or over the top pick a side. I don't mind discussing politics. I am a little more conservative than I am liberal, but really not on any of the social issues. Most of my conservatism comes from finances and directions from the country, and not that it's important, but I don't mind talking. You guys send me songs, and I could either not say anything about them and it be the length of the video, and you could have just watched it on their channel, or I can attempt to try to throw out what I think propaganda is proven. It's like, that's why it's used, because it's so effective. What a sad state of affairs. I just listened to two really upbeat, fun, light songs, but this one's gonna get me thinking. I am gonna watch it again, guys, off camera. Thank you guys for the recommendation. Thank you guys for stopping by. I'm glad that Dax is back on the channel. In fact, I'm doing another Tom MacDonald Dax collab you can find in the playlist, and that is Blame the Rappers. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Bye.